Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to that powerful force within you, the part of you that refuses to quit, no matter how heavy the burden or how dark the road ahead may seem. Each of us is born with an invisible strength, a quiet power that waits silently, ready to rise when we are tested. Life will challenge you, often when you least expect it. It will shake your confidence, stretch your limits, and demand more than you thought you could give. But in those very moments, you have a choice: to shrink in the face of hardship or to grow stronger through it. Strength is not just found in physical power or loud words. True strength lives in the mind, is shaped by our decisions, and is sustained by unwavering belief in ourselves. When things fall apart, when people doubt you, when the world feels unfair, that is not the end. That is your call to rise, to dig deep, to push forward, and to stand firm even when the winds of life try to knock you down. This is the journey of staying strong, not just once, not just when it's easy, but in any situation. And today, you'll be reminded of how to walk that path with confidence, courage, and unbreakable resolve. There is a force in every human being, a hidden reservoir of strength that most never tap into because they allow fear, doubt, and circumstances to dominate their thinking. But those who achieve greatness in life, true, lasting greatness, do not possess magical gifts or lucky breaks. They have something far more powerful. They have trained their minds to become unshakable. They have built a foundation of mental strength so firm that no storm can tear it down. You see, life will never come with guarantees. The path to success, peace, or fulfillment will never be free of difficulty. There will be failures. There will be losses. People will betray you. Plans will collapse. Opportunities may slip through your fingers. But when your mind is anchored in strength, none of these things have the power to break you. In fact, they become the very tools through which your strength is sharpened. The building of mental strength begins with one truth: you are the master of your thoughts. You may not control what happens around you, but you always control how you respond. Most people live as prisoners of their environment. They complain, they blame, they give up. But those who rise above do something different. They take ownership. They decide that no matter what happens, they will find a way to grow through it. That decision, simple but profound, changes everything. Let's say you are facing a difficult situation right now. Perhaps it's financial hardship. Maybe you've lost someone. Maybe you feel like you're stuck in a place with no way forward. The first instinct of a weak mind is to say, "Why me?" to surrender. But the strong mind asks, "What is this teaching me? How can I grow stronger from this?" You begin to reframe pain as preparation, loss as learning, and failure as feedback. Suddenly you are no longer a victim of your circumstances, you are a student of them. This is not just positive thinking, it is purposeful thinking. A mind without purpose is easily shaken, but a mind that has been trained to focus on what matters, to look past the noise of fear and failure, becomes a weapon that cuts through adversity. You begin to stand taller. You begin to act instead of react. You become calm where others panic, focused where others are scattered. Mental strength also demands discipline. You must protect your mind like a fortress. Be careful what you allow in, your thoughts, your habits, the people you surround yourself with. Every word you speak is either building your strength or weakening it. Every decision is either leading you closer to resilience or pulling you further into self-pity. The choice is always yours. Feed your mind with courage, clarity, and conviction, and it will become your greatest ally in the fight of life. And let us not forget the role of persistence. The unshakable mind does not expect ease. It expects resistance. But it moves forward anyway. It knows that setbacks are not signs to stop, but signals to sharpen your resolve. Every time you keep going when you feel like quitting, you are laying another brick in the foundation of your mental fortress. And over time, nothing, not criticism, not rejection, not even failure, can shake you. Another pillar of mental strength is vision. You must hold in your mind a clear picture of the life you are building, the person you are becoming, and the mission you are here to fulfill. When you can see beyond the moment, when you can keep your eyes on the peak while you're still in the valley, then the temporary pains of the journey lose their power over you. Vision gives you reason. It fuels you when motivation fades. It reminds you that this hardship is not your home, it's just a hallway leading to something greater. Let's speak of fear, because fear is the enemy of strength, and yet fear will always be present. The difference is how you respond. The weak mind runs from fear, tries to hide from it, denies it. The strong mind faces it head on. It says, "I see you, but you will not stop me." It walks into discomfort knowing that every fear you conquer adds another layer of steel to your soul. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of it. You also build mental strength through gratitude. It may sound simple, but it is a weapon. When you choose to focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your perspective shifts. You stop spiraling into despair and start standing in power. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you that even in your darkest hour, you are still breathing, still fighting, still capable, and that is enough to begin again. Lastly, never forget the power of belief. Your belief shapes your reality. If you believe you are helpless, you will be. But if you believe you are powerful beyond measure, even if you don't feel it yet, you will start to act like it. You will rise each day with intention. You will speak words that strengthen rather than shrink. You will take actions that build confidence. And step by step, day by day, you will become unshakable. In the end, an unshakable mindset is not built overnight. It is built through trials, through decisions, through relentless effort. It is forged in fire. But once you have it, once your mind is truly your own, no one can take it from you. And with that kind of strength, there is no situation too hard, no challenge too great, and no dream too far. The world belongs to those who refuse to break. So rise, stand firm, strengthen your mind. And no matter what life throws at you, you will not only survive, you will triumph. There comes a time in every life when the path becomes steep, the skies grow dark, and the weight of challenges threatens to break the spirit. In these moments, it is easy to feel defeated, to believe that hardship is a curse meant only to bring pain. But what if adversity is not the enemy? What if it is the hidden doorway to your greatest power, your deepest growth, and your most extraordinary transformation? The strongest among us are not those who have avoided pain. They are the ones who have embraced it, studied it, and used it as a tool to rise. Adversity is the test of who you truly are and who you can become. It strips away the surface, the comfort, the illusion, and reveals the raw material of your character. And in that vulnerable space, you are given a sacred opportunity, not to retreat, but to rise. There is a law that governs the journey of success, and that law says growth only comes through resistance. Muscles grow not in ease, but through the strain of effort. Minds expand not in silence, but through the tension of questions. Souls evolve not in still waters, but in the storms that demand faith. When challenges come, most people ask, "Why me?" But those destined for greatness ask, "What is this here to teach me?" Every setback, every loss, every closed door carries within it the seed of something greater. The universe does not waste hardship. It sends it to the brave, the willing, the seekers of more. When life seems to be pulling everything away from you, it may be preparing you for something far beyond what you imagined. But to see it, you must train your eyes to look deeper. You must stop asking for ease and begin asking for understanding. Think of the fire that purifies gold. The heat must rise, the flames must rage, and the impurities must be forced out. Only then does the gold shine. Your adversities are your fire. They are burning away the doubt, the fear, the weakness. If you allow them, they will reveal a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more focused than ever before. But it is not automatic. You must choose to embrace adversity. You must decide that every challenge is not here to defeat you. It is here to build you. You must train your mind to stop shrinking when things get hard and instead lean in. Welcome the discomfort. Study the difficulty. Use it as your teacher. You are being shown what needs to be refined. Every failure is feedback. Every delay is development. Every pain has a purpose. Imagine a man who loses everything, his money, his status, even the support of friends. Most would call it a tragedy. But if he decides to rise again, to use the lessons, to rebuild with wisdom and strength, he will become more than he ever was before. The fall was not the end, it was the beginning of a better version of himself. This is not a fantasy. This is a choice. And you have that same choice right now. You do not become unstoppable by avoiding pain. You become unstoppable by learning to dance with it. Let adversity shape your discipline. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it deepen your gratitude. In comfort, people become lazy, distracted, entitled. But in challenge, they awaken. They see clearly what matters. They find the courage to cut out the noise, to stop making excuses, to start living on purpose. When you embrace adversity, you also unlock your creativity. Problems force the mind to stretch, to adapt, to innovate. When nothing goes as planned, you are pushed to discover new strategies, new strength, and new parts of yourself you never knew existed. It is in the mess, the unknown, the chaos that genius is born. Great inventions, powerful movements, and unshakable leaders all emerged from adversity, not ease. Do not curse your challenges. Thank them. They are here to introduce you to the real you, the one who doesn't flinch in the face of fear, the one who speaks truth when others stay silent, the one who refuses to settle. You may not see the reward today, but if you keep going, if you keep believing, one day you will look back and realize the adversity was the best thing that ever happened to you. And yes, there will be pain. You will cry. You will doubt. You will feel alone. But you must remember that pain is temporary. Growth is forever. If you give up now, the pain wins. But if you rise, if you push through, you become something no challenge can break. You become resilient. You become powerful. You become free. Life is not about avoiding struggle. It is about becoming someone so strong, so grounded, so intentional, that no matter what comes, you can turn it into something good. That is your task. That is your gift. That is your calling. So the next time adversity comes knocking, do not run, do not hide. Open the door, stand tall, and say, I am ready. Ready to learn, ready to grow, ready to turn this pain into purpose. You are not here to be comfortable. You are here to be great. And greatness only comes to those who embrace adversity and rise. There is a power, quiet yet undeniable, that separates those who merely survive from those who rise after the storm with greater strength and deeper wisdom. It is not talent, luck, or timing. It is resilience. Resilience is the invisible force that allows a person to face failure, rejection, loss, or pain and still move forward with courage. It is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to turn struggle into strength. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world are not the ones who avoided hardship. They are the ones who refused to stay down when hardship came. You may look at your life right now and see setbacks that make you feel stuck. You may remember moments when life hit you so hard that you questioned everything, your plans, your purpose, your worth. But here you are still standing. That is proof that resilience is already inside you. What you need now is not to find it, but to strengthen it, to trust it, and to let it guide your every step forward. Resilience begins with a decision. The decision to believe that no matter what happens, you are not finished. You may be wounded, but you are not defeated. You may be delayed, but you are not denied. Every great comeback begins with the simple choice not to quit. There is no secret formula. There is only the will to rise and the faith to believe that rising is possible, even when everything around you says otherwise. There will be times when life feels like a test you did not study for. Things will fall apart. People you trusted will walk away. Opportunities will slip through your fingers. Your plans will fail. But in those moments, if you remember that each trial is an invitation to grow, you will begin to transform your pain into purpose. Resilience is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about knowing that even when things are not fine, you have the strength to keep going. Look at nature, and you will find the lesson of resilience written everywhere. A tree grows stronger after every storm because its roots dig deeper into the earth. A river carves its way through rock, not through force, but through persistence. A diamond is formed under pressure. These are not metaphors. They are mirrors of what is possible for you. There is a voice inside you that may sometimes whisper, "This is too much. I can't take any more." That voice is not your truth. It is the echo of fear, the residue of past wounds. Your true voice, your inner strength, speaks quietly but clearly. Keep going. One more step. One more try. That voice is resilience. It does not shout. It does not seek attention. But it never gives up. And the more you listen to it, the louder it becomes. When you build resilience, you do not just bounce back, you bounce forward. You return not as you were, but as someone wiser, stronger, and more grounded. The setback becomes a setup for something greater. You no longer fear failure because you have seen how every fall has made you more powerful. You stop blaming others because you realize that your power lies in what you choose to do next, not in what has already happened. To live with resilience is to train your mind to see beyond the present pain. It is to develop a vision that extends past the problem and into the possibility. When others see defeat, you see a lesson. When others complain, you create. When others break, you bend. But you never shatter. This mindset is not built in moments of ease. It is built in the fire. And if you can endure the fire, you will emerge with a spirit that cannot be crushed. Resilience also demands responsibility. You must take full ownership of your life, not just the victories, but the failures, the missteps, the moments of weakness. When you stop blaming, you start growing. When you accept responsibility, you unlock the power to change. You say to yourself, I may not control everything that happens to me, but I control how I respond. And that response determines my future. You must also protect your energy. Resilience is not just a mental tool, it is a way of life. What you feed your mind matters. What you focus on matters. Who you surround yourself with matters. Negative thoughts are like weeds. They will grow if you do not actively remove them. Choose thoughts that build you, people who uplift you, and habits that serve your vision. Each day you are either building your resilience or breaking it down. And let us not forget the role of patience. Resilience is not a shortcut. It is a lifelong discipline. It is the quiet confidence that even if the results do not show today, your efforts are not wasted. Every time you get up, even when you feel tired, every time you try again, even when you're afraid, you are building a foundation that no force can destroy. And in time, you will look back and realize that what once felt like a breaking point was actually a turning point. You do not need to be perfect to be powerful. You do not need to have all the answers to move forward. All you need is the willingness to take the next step, and the next, and the next, no matter how small. Because resilience is not found in grand gestures. It is found in daily choices, in showing up, in trying again, in refusing to surrender. And so when life knocks you down, and it will, you do not need to fear. You already have what it takes. You have been through storms before, and you are still here. You have faced loss, and yet your heart still beats with hope. You have fallen, and yet your spirit still rises. That is resilience. That is power, and it is yours, always. When you embrace this truth, you become unstoppable. No longer controlled by circumstances, no longer defined by the past, no longer limited by fear. You become a force, a creator, a light, and you inspire others, not by pretending to be perfect, but by showing them what it means to rise with strength, again and again and again. This is the power of resilience. It is not just about survival, it is about transformation. It is about becoming all that you were meant to be, not in spite of the struggle, but because of it. So rise and rise again. Because each time you do, you become stronger, wiser, and more ready for the greatness that awaits you. In every human life, there are moments when chaos reigns. It may come as a storm of external events, loss, failure, betrayal, uncertainty, or it may arise from within, conflict in the mind, emotions that surge like waves in a violent sea. The world around us may be loud, unpredictable, even cruel. But within you lies a sanctuary that, once discovered and cultivated, no external storm can destroy. That sanctuary is your inner peace. And to protect that peace, to master your emotions amidst the noise, is one of the highest achievements a person can reach. The man or woman who can stay calm when everything else is in turmoil possesses something more valuable than wealth, position, or applause. This person has control, not over the world, but over themselves, and that is where real power begins. You see, most people live at the mercy of their emotions. They are angry when things don't go their way. They are jealous when someone else succeeds. They are anxious when the future is uncertain. Their feelings dictate their reactions, and so their lives become reactive instead of intentional. But you are not most people. You were born to master your inner world, not be enslaved by it. You were not meant to be pushed and pulled by every circumstance or every opinion. You were meant to be steady, focused, and clear, regardless of what happens around you. That is the essence of inner peace, not the absence of difficulty, but the ability to remain undisturbed by it. When your mind is strong, your emotions become your servants, not your masters. The first step in mastering emotional control is understanding that emotions are tools. They are signals, not dictators. Anger tells you something matters. Fear warns you of risk. Sadness reflects loss. But these feelings were never meant to run your life. They are like fire, powerful when controlled, destructive when left unchecked. The wise person listens to emotions but does not live by them. They observe, they assess, and then they decide, always from a place of clarity, not chaos. To live in peace, you must train your mind to pause before it reacts. That pause is everything. In the space between what happens and how you respond lies your freedom. Most people live in automatic reaction. Someone insults them, they strike back. Life disappoints them, they fall into despair. But you, with discipline and intention, can break this cycle. You can create space. You can breathe, reflect, and choose a response that serves your purpose rather than sabotages it. You must also recognize that much of your emotional turbulence comes not from what happens, but from how you interpret it. Two people can face the same challenge. One crumbles, the other rises. The difference lies in mindset. Your thoughts create your emotions, and your beliefs shape your thoughts. If you believe the world is against you, you will find evidence of it everywhere. But if you believe every challenge is a chance to grow, then even pain becomes a blessing. There is great strength in refusing to let the outer world dictate your inner state. Think of the most grounded, powerful people in history. Were they not calm in the face of adversity? Were they not composed when others lost control? That calmness is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. It shows that the individual has reached a level where circumstances no longer control them. They carry peace not because life is perfect, but because their minds are prepared. Now let's speak of preparation. Emotional control does not arrive by accident. It is the result of daily discipline. You must train your mind as an athlete trains the body. Meditation, journaling, reading, intentional breathing, affirmations, these are not luxuries, they are necessities for anyone who wishes to master themselves. When you neglect your inner world, chaos finds a way in. But when you build habits that feed your spirit and sharpen your awareness, you become unshakable. Guard your mind. What you allow in determines what flows out. If you constantly consume fear, negativity, drama, you will reflect it. But if you feed your mind with wisdom, with truth, with possibility, your emotions begin to align with that vision. Choose your influences carefully. Choose your environment. Choose your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself with strength, with purpose, with clarity. You become what you habitually think, and your emotions will follow the path your thoughts have carved. There will be days when emotions rise with intensity. A betrayal cuts deep. A dream collapses. A loss leaves you breathless. In those moments, do not pretend to be unaffected. That is not strength. That is denial. Allow yourself to feel, but do not allow yourself to drown. Let the emotion pass through you, but do not let it take root. Say to yourself, I am feeling this, but I am not this. I will honor the emotion, but I will not let it define me. Even in the darkest hour, there is a stillness within you that cannot be touched by chaos. That stillness is your compass. It reminds you that no storm lasts forever, that every wave eventually breaks, that the night always gives way to dawn. If you can find that stillness, return to it, live from it, then nothing can shake your foundation. People will notice it. They will wonder how you remain calm when others panic, how you speak with clarity when others scream. And in that moment, you become a beacon of strength for others, not because life is easy, but because your mind is strong. Mastering emotional control is not about being cold or detached. It is about choosing how to respond with purpose, not with impulse. It is about living in alignment with your values, even when the world tests your patience. It is about being the same person, grounded, focused, intentional, whether in moments of triumph or in seasons of trial. When you can do this, you own your life. You are no longer a puppet pulled by circumstance, but a creator building your destiny. Peace is not something you find outside. It is something you build within. And it is built brick by brick, thought by thought, choice by choice, breath by breath. Every time you respond with patience instead of anger, with clarity instead of confusion, with courage instead of fear, you lay another brick in the fortress of your mind. And that fortress, once complete, becomes the place where your true power lives. It becomes the home of your dreams, your purpose, your greatness. So when the chaos comes, and it will, smile gently. You have prepared. You are steady. You are strong. You carry peace, not because life gave it to you, but because you chose to create it. And that, more than anything else, makes you unstoppable. There exists within every individual a wellspring of strength, waiting to be awakened. Not by accident, not by chance, but by conscious, deliberate effort. Life will demand much from you. It will test your will, stretch your limits, and throw obstacles across your path. In those moments, when fatigue whispers its lies and doubt knocks at your door, it is not physical power that will carry you forward, it is inner strength. And inner strength is not a gift, it is something you must fuel every single day. That fuel comes from three core elements: faith, focus, and forward thinking. Faith is the foundation of all personal power. Without faith, in yourself, in your vision, in something greater than your current reality, you will falter the moment things become uncertain. Faith is the quiet certainty that no matter how difficult the journey, there is something within you greater than the challenge before you. It is not about ignoring facts or pretending things are easy. It is about believing that you can and will rise above them. When others doubt, faith holds your ground. When failure strikes, faith reminds you that the story is not over. Faith allows you to see the invisible and believe in the impossible. Every achievement you admire began as nothing more than a thought in someone's mind, backed by unwavering belief. Faith is what keeps you steady when the world is shaking. It whispers, keep going, even when results are not yet visible. It reminds you that growth is happening beneath the surface, just like a seed germinates in darkness before it ever breaks through the soil. When you live with faith, setbacks do not scare you, they strengthen you. Delays do not discourage you, they prepare you. You stop asking if it's possible, and you begin asking, how can I make it real? But faith alone is not enough. The second force that fuels strength is focus. In a world filled with distraction, where noise and opinions bombard your mind from every direction, focus becomes your greatest weapon. Focus is clarity. It is the ability to direct your mental and emotional energy toward one goal, one purpose, one mission, without wavering. The person who cannot focus is like a ship without a rudder, drifting in the sea of confusion. But the one who masters focus becomes unstoppable. Focus demands that you know what you want and why you want it. It requires you to say no to the things that do not serve your purpose, even when they are comfortable, popular, or easy. It means eliminating distraction, protecting your energy, and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. When you are focused, your energy is no longer scattered. It becomes concentrated power. Like sunlight through a magnifying glass, it can set fire to any goal you choose to pursue. You must guard your focus fiercely. Every moment spent on things that do not align with your vision is energy lost. Every conversation, every habit, every thought must be weighed against your purpose. Will this move me forward or hold me back? Will this strengthen my resolve or weaken my spirit? The stronger your focus, the more powerful your actions, and the more powerful your actions, the faster you create results. Focus turns intention into reality, yet there is one more element, equally vital, that breathes life into your strength: forward thinking. The greatest power you have is the ability to shape your future, not by luck, not by waiting, but by thinking ahead, by planning with purpose, and by living with vision. Forward thinking lifts you above your present challenges and shows you what is possible. It gives your efforts meaning. It transforms pain into preparation and effort into investment. Forward thinking means you are not bound by your past. You are not trapped by what has gone wrong. You are not defined by your current circumstances. You are a creator. You are a builder. And you look ahead with anticipation, not fear. You ask yourself, where am I going? Who am I becoming? What kind of life am I designing through my thoughts, my choices, and my actions? Those who think only of today waste their energy on quick fixes and temporary comfort. But those who think of the future discipline themselves today to live with freedom tomorrow. They rise early. They learn constantly. They build habits that serve their goals. They do not chase instant gratification. They plant seeds. And when the time is right, they reap a harvest far greater than what they gave up. Forward thinkers understand that strength is not built in ease. It is built in vision, in sacrifice, and long-term commitment. When you combine faith, focus, and forward thinking, something extraordinary happens. You become resilient. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. You become steady in storms, clear in confusion, and bold in the face of fear. Your strength becomes the kind that does not crumble when plans fail or when others criticize. It becomes the kind of strength that others feel when you walk into a room. Quiet, certain, unbreakable. Faith gives you the reason. Focus gives you the path. Forward thinking gives you the destination. Together they form the engine that drives you through any obstacle, past every failure, and into the life you are meant to live. This is not theory, this is law, universal, timeless, and proven by every person who has ever achieved greatness against all odds. So fuel your strength daily. Feed your mind with belief. Eliminate distractions and sharpen your focus. See your future so clearly that no present struggle can blur your vision. When you feel tired, return to your faith. When you feel lost, return to your focus. When you feel discouraged, lift your eyes and think forward. Because everything you need to endure, to overcome, and to rise is already inside you. Do not wait for strength to appear. Build it. Do not hope for clarity to arrive. Create it. Do not wish for the future to change. Design it. Your mind is your workshop. Your belief is your fuel. Your focus is your compass. And your vision is your map. With these, there is no limit to what you can become. Stand tall today, not because life is easy, but because you are powered by something greater than ease. You are powered by faith, by focus, and by the unshakable determination to move forward no matter what. That is true strength. That is your power. And the world will bend to the will of those who dare to use it. So when life tests you, and it will, stand firm. Hold your faith like a shield, sharpen your focus like a sword, and move forward with vision as your guide. You are not here to merely survive, you are here to lead, to grow, to rise. No challenge can break the one who chooses strength over fear, purpose over distraction, and belief over doubt. The power is already within you. Now it's time to live it. Let every step you take from this moment forward be a declaration, I will stay strong no matter what. And nothing will stop me.